Oh, recording in progress. Let's all sit up and look official.
All right. I didn't wear a great shirt today, but that's okay.
No. All right. It is another summer in Palm Beach Gardens. And last summer, we did a great cooking challenge that many people got involved in. And we're bringing it back. We might be a few weeks late on it this year, but here we are. We're back with another summer cooking challenge. And I am John. And with me for this summer is
Randy Harner. How are you
Randy.
today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
It is all good.
All good. So, Randy, before we get started, why would I pick you for a cooking challenge, Randy?
That's a good question. I think that I have a very eclectic set of skills and things. I see something like, hey, I'm going to go do this. And then I discover that it really wasn't what I thought it was at all, but I still learned something. So I have I don't have any formal training in cooking. I've just, everything has been a trial and error.
Yeah,
Emphasis on the error.
You were telling me about why you bought a smoker the first time.
Yeah, that's kind of an interesting story. My family, or my wife and I, were on this Atkins style high protein diet, and jerky was the snack of choice, and we were kind of spending a lot of money on commercially produced jerky in the store. And I thought, I can make this. It can't be that hard. So I bought a smoker. And the first thing I learned was the smoker wasn't the right tool for the job. A dehydrator was. But I learned how to make a lot of interesting things in the smoker, pulled pork and ribs and brisket, and just kind of went down that whole low and slow, barbecue route. And, here we are.
Now I feel like every time we have a church function, we try to tag you for something in some regard.
Yeah, I don't mind. It's a labor of love. You don't rush good barbecue, and what you'll find in the world is that everybody has an opinion on barbecue, and we all know about opinions.
Yeah. Now, COVID time, you've expanded. You've gone away from the meats.
I did it, and it actually started the summer before, so I was actually ahead of the sourdough curve.
Oh, okay.
When I had an employment change, I had a little extra time on my hands, and I'm going to discover what this sourdough thing is all about. So instead of going off and buying a starter, I made one from scratch. Just following the instructions in the King Arthur website, because they have really good flour and a lot of good recipes. And I thought, it can't be that hard. The trick is remembering to feed it. You got to feed it like at least every other day, or unless you're going to refrigerate it, and then you got to, feed it a couple of days after you refrigerate it to use it. But, it's kind of just developed into a cadence, and I've made all kinds of, sourdough bread and cinnamon rolls and waffles and all kinds of things.
Yeah. I've been the purveyor of some of your goods. I think that's the right word. I could vouch for the bread 100%. So thanks for that.
Sure. I discovered a little trick in the cinnamon roll world, is that I just put a pinch of cayenne pepper in with the cinnamon, and it kicks the cinnamon up. It's not, okay. You really can't tell, hey, this is spicy, like a hot wing spicy, but it's like, oh wait, hey, that's cinnamon, Yeah.
All right. So yeah, that's why we have you on this year, Randy. And really, we want to issue challenges again to the general populace. Remember, this is not necessarily for a specific audience. It's for anybody who wants to participate. But seeing people get creative last year, some people who I had no idea could cook kind of went off the deep end in a good way on creating some very delicious looking dishes. So gives us something to do over the summer, a little experimentation while we have some more time. And I think we've settled on a challenge for the first week, Randy. What was it?
Well, instead of having a specific, thing in mind, we just said, what is your go-to? What is your signature dish? If someone said, what do you make is, when you have company over, what is that thing, whether it's a dessert or an appetizer or even just a main course, what is that wheelhouse thing that just says, I made this, I make it very well, and people rave about it? What is that thing?
Yeah. So, for example, what would be your thing?
It really depends. I'd say pulled pork or a ribeye steak, or a lot of people, they like my brisket. So,
Right. So that's what we're talking about. Something, and for me, a staple for a long time in our family was we all learned how to make taco pie, and it's delicious. Now it's been a while, but it's still something that we're kind of like, yeah, I can do that. That's easy, and everyone loves it. I haven't met someone who complains about it yet. So that's what we're talking about. It could be grilled, it could be baked, it could be whatever. My wife is the baker of the family. She's out there making cookies right now. So, but yeah, it's your go-to dish, your signature dish. If you had to present this to somebody, what would it be? So that's what we're looking for is for you, the out there in the internet world. What would you make? Now, the goal is to then make it and then take a very, very fancy picture of it. And if we learned nothing last year, presentation is key. We had some good dishes, but the presentation was terrible. Then we had some good dishes that were made excellent by the photography. And in the world of smartphones, everyone's a photographer. So get the angles right. Talk to a teenager if you don't know about angles.
Right.
And filters are allowed. Yes, you can use filters. But how we're going to know that you did this is one of two ways. Preferably, if you have Instagram, which most people do these days, we'd like you to tag it, post a picture, and tag two things. First of all, we'd like you to tag the youth group, which is honestly because this came about last year because it was a desire to do something with the youth. So you're going to hashtag TrinitYouth. Hopefully I put that on the screen. I also like you to hashtag PBG Cooks because we are in Palm Beach Gardens. Well, in the general vicinity of, I know, Randy, you're not technically, but I am. So yeah. So those two tags, if you don't have Instagram and you would like to still participate, you can email it to me at jdaling@trinitypbg.org. And this week we're setting a deadline of, Wednesday, June 16th. So get it in anytime before or during the day of Wednesday, June 16th. And Randy and I will put our strict discerning eyes and our years of food tasting to the test. We don't have any culinary degrees, but we can taste food. Now, and remember, we can't actually taste it. We're tasting it with our eyes.
Right.
Pictures are power. And then, I know you're going on vacation next week, Randy, but we'll still try to pull this together and come back and see who we think would be our winner for the week and give a challenge for the next week.
Sure, why not?
Sounds like something we can try to do.
It does.
All right. As we say goodbye, Randy, do you have any last minute culinary advice for anybody out there?
One of the things that drives my cooking is I'll see something or somebody will make something and I want to know how it's made and what makes it up. And we tend to, at least in our family, not to work out of the box from you might buy some convenience food, but making it yourself, whatever that thing is, and it might take a few attempts. Around here, the first time we try a recipe, it's like, yeah, we didn't quite hit that one out of the park, but this is what I'm going to change to make that better. And it's just, there's a lot of satisfaction in knowing that you took a bunch of raw ingredients and made something good versus taking somebody else's chemistry and just rehydrating it. You know what I mean?
Yep, exactly. Awesome. Well, thank you, Randy. You're not in Alaska, but it'd be nice if you were.
It would be.
Yep. So enjoy your vacation and we'll get in touch with you next week and hopefully we'll see some good food.
All right. Well, thank you very much, John.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.